Hi guys. This is try five. So if I laugh at inappropriate times, I'm very sorry. I the camera froze at one point. Then I kept getting dings on my phone. I had to turn it off. Then I couldn't stop burping. So we're gonna try to get through this. As you guys know, I've been doing a series on the new home buying process, and even though I've gone so far as the closing process, I was not prepared for all of the fees that I would get along the way before I moved in. And I'm trying to not say as much. I actually watch when I've been in my videos and realize I said it a lot. So I'm going to truly try to think about what I'm saying and not say so much. So let's get through this. The first fee that came up was the earnest money deposit. For a new construction home, you definitely have to pay this fee. For homes that were constructed before, you may or may not. It depends on the house itself. This is money you put down in the very beginning to prove that you are serious about buying this house, to put you under contract, to hold your lot, and to actually start the process. For your company, this can range anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000. The company I work with said you either have to pay it all at once or pay half now and the other half by this date. If you don't pay us, you lose a contract. There it goes. And at any point, if you cancel your contract, you can lose your money. They told me if you can get your money back by this date, but if you don't cancel by this date, we keep your money, even if you cancel the contract. So keep that in mind. If they give you a date, set it in your calendar a week ahead. So if they tell you that, hey, you need to cancel by the 14th, put it in your calendar the 7th and say cancel date. And that way you can cancel it early and get your money back. If not, you're going to be out a grip of money and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just their money. Then you have your design center fee. For my company, it was 30%, and then the rest was tacked on to your mortgage. So if you have, let's say $30,000 in design center fees, you would have to pay $9,000 up front. And you got to think about it, they're going to use this money to like order the materials. Once they have all their materials, they'll go ahead and just build your house, and then they'll just put the rest on to your mortgage. So it was 30%, and that had to just come out of my pocket. I'm not telling you the exact price I paid, but let's just say you paid $30,000, you had to pay $9,000 up front. And they gave you the actual option. I keep hearing it now, it drives me crazy. So sorry. They gave you the option of, once again, paying it all at once or paying half one day and half another day. So you get your money together. So you have to save like crazy to get this done. And they want cash deposits, money wires. They need real cash. If I would have said, hey, can I put this on a credit card, they would have probably said no. And that's when you would have to take a cash advance on your credit card, put it in your bank account, and then pay it forward that way. I'm not telling you to do that. I've done a video before about your finances. You don't want to put anything on your credit card that you cannot pay off immediately. Okay, so watch my video and I broke down all the money for you. So you need cash. Live that cash lifestyle, unfortunately. Pre-drywall inspection. As you guys know, I went with all-in-one inspections. I will link them down below. They work every penny. A pre-drywall inspection is something for new homes. Before your walls go up, they can check your wood, check your venting ducts to make sure nothing is wrong. My builder made sure this company had insurance. The person was licensed and bonded. You want that in case somebody messes up down the line. You can sue, and they are covered to pay you. And as my dad says, make you whole again. That fee was $279. Yeah, now mind you, still haven't moved in yet, but that money's out there in the hopes that I get the house. Because like I told you guys before, until you get those keys, it is legally not your house. They will send you email saying, hey, you got the house, da 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 da. And then you'll get more emails saying you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to come and sign this paperwork. Because legally it is not your house until they hand you your keys. Next one was boxes. If you can get free boxes, do you, boo-boo, get your free boxes. There was, I went ahead and, dang it, I did it again. Sorry, I'm going to kick myself a lot. I went to U-Haul to get my boxes and I paid $336.50. I got the 2-bedroom box set. It's really nice. It has a lot of great boxes in it. And then I also added some more boxes. I added TV boxes. Especially made for flat screens. They're telescoping boxes to get bigger and smaller based on the size of TV you have. It comes with padding. It comes with, I bought TV cover so I can cover up my TV and keep it safe and nice and neat. And then they had wardrobe boxes. These are 5-foot tall boxes. And I'm doing this because I'm only 5 feet tall. I'm 5 feet 5 inches tall. So I got the wardrobe box, 5 feet tall with a metal bar inside. You take your clothes with the hangers out of your closet, put them in the box on top of the metal bar, still on the hangers, box it up, move it to your place, take those boxes, put them straight into your closet, open up the box, take out your clothes, still on hangers, hang it right up in your new closet. Saves you a ton of time. And if you're one of these people that have your closets color coordinated and you have everything perfect, you can keep your boxes, you can keep your closet the exact same and not stress about it with these boxes. So I love that box and I was happy to get it. I had boxes for dishes and glasses, and I just love the fact they have specialty boxes. Now, the boxes that the boxes came in, I kept those too and I used those as pictures. So I wasn't really upset about spending the money. It was worth it to me to get the boxes that I wanted. So look into buying it. If you don't want the box set, just look into individual boxes that I mentioned, because it may be good to get specialty boxes just in case. But like I said, it's pricey. It's no lie. It's expensive. But then I realized I underestimated the amount of boxes I need. If you guys watch my previous videos, you notice I had a ton of Legos behind me, and that was only 20% of the Legos I owned. I grossly underestimated how much space those Legos took up in a box. So I had to buy more boxes. End up paying another $86.94 in boxes. Yeah, it got real out here. Mind you, still haven't moved. My appraisal fee. Your loan company has to come out and appraise your house. They're not going to pay for it. You have to pay for it. That was $575. And I just got an email from them saying, hey, we need your house appraised. You got to pay for it. This is how much you need to pay. Then you had the title admin fee for them to make your house title, process it through the government, have somebody take the papers from room A to room 5G. You have to pay that fee. They're not going to pay it. You just get an email saying, hey, you still have to pay your title admin fee. And it's going to cost you $425. And if you don't pay it, you don't get your loan. That's what happens. And as you can see, just for those 2 fees alone, mind you, I still have not moved in yet. $1,000 gone. That's why I'm doing this video, you guys. These are things that you have to have. You paid your earnest money deposit. You paid your design center fees. You think you're done. You think you can walk away. Like, I'm just waiting for a house and my final mortgage payment and I'm good. And no, you still got money to. Okay, I was a ball at the club. Okay, next thing, I went with College Hunks Haul and Junk to move me. I had moved with them in the past and I thought they did a really good job. And just to hold my appointment was $175. Mind you, have not moved yet. Had not worked with them yet other than my previous moves. But just to keep my appointment was $175 off the top. Now, mind you, they told me that, hey, we'll take that off your bill once you move you. But if you want the appointment, it's got to be $175. Then I also went with them with a hauling fee because I had a big dresser and a mirror that I did not want to move into into my new house. It was old. It had very large cracks in it. I didn't care what they did with it. I just didn't want to move it to my new house. So I paid them $228.80 to move it to either a salvage yard and they crushed it, or maybe they fixed it up and resold it someplace else. I don't know. Or they donated it to charity. I don't know. But it cost me $228.80 to have it taken out of my apartment. Then I had my final inspection. Once again, all in one, worth every penny. That was $500. They microwave popcorn to make sure the microwave worked. They actually put the dishwasher on a light cycle to make sure it did not leak. They ran all the faucets, checked all the plumbing, turned the AC and the heat on to make sure that all worked. They checked all the walls. They did note that there was like, here it goes in. They noticed that my front steps don't have a railing to go down, but in the state that I lived in, if it wasn't a certain number of steps, you don't need a railing. They just said that on the thing, they're like, hey, it's not the law that you have to have one. We're just stating that she doesn't have it, and it would be safer if she did. But like I said, they don't need it if it's a certain number of steps. They don't need a railing. But I can always get one put on if I wanted to. Up to me. So yeah, if I didn't say it before, that was $500. Mind you, I still have not moved in yet. And you guys have seen how much money I put out. Of course, you guys know you have your final payment for closing. That can range depending on the price of your home. So I can't even give you really a range on that. That's depending on the price of your home. And I'm not going to say mine. If you want to say yours, by all means do it. But I'm not going to say mine. So now the house is legally mine. I have closed. Still paying out money. Because I have to now physically move. I called College Hunks Haul and Junk too late to get guys and a truck. So I was able to get 3, they call them hunks. I was able to get 3 hunks from them. But they say you have to go to another company if you want a truck. They told my project manager for my house told me in February, we'll be done mid-May. I should have called then and just had an appointment that I could probably move around for a fee. But I waited till I got an actual closing date from the builder. And I didn't get that till April. To actually call them and say, hey, I need to move. And trying to move in the springtime, yeah, that truck with College Hunks Haul and Junk had been gone. So I ended up calling U-Haul for a truck. And that cost me $185.82. Yeah. Then it was the move day, and the final fee for College Hunks Haul and Junk, including tip, was a little over $2,100. That was 3 guys all day long. But it was worth it because they are insured. And they have a job to do. And they have a rating. If this had been a house that was 20 years old and I had my cousins move me in and they had left a scuff on the wall, I would let that go. But the fact that this is a brand new wall, if you looked at my wall hard, I would have been pissed. So the fact that they are insured, I don't have to worry if they scratch my wall, if they put a ding in here. I can easily go to the company and say, hey, they messed up my wall. This was a brand new house. There was nothing wrong with it. You guys need to pay me to fix it. They are insured. They can cover it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what they're there for. And that's why I decided to use a company and not family and friends. And I'm the type of person, I know my cousins. One of them would have took that truck, picked up their girlfriend. They would have went on a beer run. They would have been here till midnight. No. I love my cousins, but that's not the move I would have wanted them to do. Hey guys, love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Then in my previous state, I had to pay property tax on my car. So I had to make sure that I got the title, the tag, and the registration and my ID changed to my new state. So with that now, at this point, your car, the property tax of your car is based on the age of your car. My car is at that time it was 10 years old. So I was really only paying $60 a month. $60 a year in property taxes. But still, I don't want to have to pay tax in a state that I don't live in. I got enough taxes to pay in a state I do live in. But I had to change all that stuff in order to not pay that tax in that state. So I went ahead and I decided to go to DMV and get my title tag registration changed, as well as my ID to this state. Now, when I first went in there, she was like, just looked at my paperwork, said, "Where's your insurance?" It's like, I have insurance. She's like, "Yeah, you have insurance for the old state. We need insurance for this state." I don't know why, in God's green earth, it never once even occurred to me I needed to have my insurance already changed over to get title tags and registration in the state. I don't know why it never occurred to me. At this point, I'm like, oh. She said, look at my face. She said, first, let's figure out everything you need. So when you come back, you don't have to keep coming back and forth. So she looked through all my paperwork. She said, you need your insurance in this state. How much, we need to know the mileage that you have on your car to the exact number. She said, even if you're a little bit off and we go to check your car, we will charge you per mile that you're off. So she said, the next time you come, you park your car, you take a picture of how many miles you've driven on your car, and then you bring that in here. And so I was like, okay, anything else that I need? She's like, yeah, you need to have your car inspected in this state. I don't see a car inspection here. I don't know why I didn't think I need my car inspected. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But I was so glad that this lady had actually went through my paperwork step by step. And she actually wrote everything down for me and said, you need these 3 things if you want your stuff transferred to our state before we can do any of that. I was like, okay, good to know. Oh my goodness. And she said, don't leave. You still have to get your ID. She's like, you have all the stuff you need for your real ID. I was like, yes, I do have all that stuff. Now, mind you, I had a real ID in my old state. I can't just come to the new state with my real ID and say, this state said I was an American citizen, so you guys should just give me another real ID for your state. No. See, we are United States of America. And just because one state said you were a legal citizen, don't mean other states said you were. Because every state has a different law. So something that may be considered illegal documentation in one state may not be considered legal documentation in another state. So the fact that I lived in a very new house, which in some websites my address still wasn't considered an address yet, made it very difficult to have proof of address. So I had to actually bring my deed in a very large Brinks box, because I had Brinks sent me a box with all the stuff I need to set up. So luckily that had my, and also Verizon sent me a welcome letter in the mail. So that was helpful that I had Verizon and my deed and then the Brinks box, because there were 3 companies who were considered reputable companies for my address. Yeah, it's real out here, you guys. So my ID alone was $72 to change it, because I need an ID for this state. So the ID alone was $72. And to me, that was so expensive than my last state. I don't know what's going on, but this whole different state, different laws message drive me crazy. Then I had, like I said, I had to get my insurance changed. Well, my insurance went up because I moved for different states. I realized that the state that I'm in now, I am more likely to have my car stolen, because my car is considered a very hot car to steal. So my insurance cost me more. I keep hearing it now and I'm so sorry. I realized that my car is older than 10 years, so I probably don't need full coverage no more. So I'm starting looking into the right amount of coverage I have for the fact that I have a car that's 2010. So I really need to probably dial back the coverage that I have on my car. But my car insurance went up $20 a month. So sorry, you guys. I hear it now and it's driving me crazy, and I'm going to fix it. Then, like I said, I told you I needed my car inspected in this state. So I go to get inspected, and I realized to get inspected, it was $120. I did not realize that in this state, you only have to get inspected one time, and that's it. you never have to get inspected again. My other state that I lived in, I had to get inspected every single year. So when he came to me with $120, I went through sticker shock. Like, my last state, my inspection was $30. Like, are you seriously charging me $100? Like, how? He's like, well, man, you only have to do it once. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to do it every single year now. Okay, so now $120, I can live with that. But of course, they found something wrong with my car that would have made me fail inspection. They said there was a tear in the CV joint. I don't know nothing about cars, but I looked it up online and realized that is a real thing. It's some type of tube over something, and it had a rip in it, and it needed to be replaced. And I would fail inspection if I didn't get it replaced right then and there. So that was another $495.54. So I had to come up with $615.54. If I didn't get it, I couldn't get my titles, tax, and registration changed to state, and I would have had to pay property taxes for my car in another state and still take it back there to get inspected every single year. I didn't want to do it. So I just paid them. So I paid them. Now I come back to the DMV. I have my insurance. I have my car inspection. I had my odometer reading. Good to go. I got my titles, my tag, and my registration change, and then they asked for $273.40. $273.40 to get all that switched over. Yeah. Now the good thing is that they gave me my new tags right then and there. With my registration, they gave me that, and my title came in the mail a couple days later. So they gave me all that stuff right then and there. But it was like, dude, really? This car ain't even worth that much no more. Oh God. Oh man. Like, I'm gonna have to hold on to my car just a little bit longer now. Cause I just put so much money. I'm sorry. I think I'm getting a little delirious. And I need to hurry up because Monday Night Raw is about to come on. So I better have to hurry up with the rest of the video so I don't miss Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I'm a pro wrestling fan. Y'all guys have seen my WWE belt. It's not a joke. I love pro wrestling. So after I paid all that money, I'm in my home. I got my car in this state. I got my ID in this state. A couple of days ago, I got a letter from my HOA that said, your deferred water and sewage payment is now due. I remember them talking about this at closing, but I'm so hyped at closing. And I remember my real estate agent telling me about this. But I got this like 8 months after I moved in, so I completely forgot about this. When you move into a new construction home, your builder puts a lien on the water payments so that they don't have to pay them. They wait for everyone to move in, and then they divide up the water payment that they had a lien on against everybody in that development. This can range anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per person. Now my HOA, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna put that out there. Mine came with the $700. Now the HOA said you have to pay half by this point, and then in 3 months later you have to pay the other half. $350. And everybody has to pay it. All that water that they were running and all that stuff, it has to get paid. You know, and the builder don't want to do it because they're going to lose out on money if they pay for it. Y'all got to pay for it. So when you're going through closing and they're talking about all this stuff, listen to the deferred water and sewage payment. They may not be able to tell you how much it's going to be. They may be able to give you a roundabout answer, but mentally tell yourself, put a note in your phone. If you're the last person to move in, I think the last one moved in like 2 months ago, they just got this bill in the mail. And they're just like, I bet you they are freaking out. Okay, because they put up all this money and now 2 months later, you got a $700 water bill to pay. Well, deferred water bill to pay. And you just moved in. I didn't get this bill until after 8 months. So I'm pretty much settled. And to me, it's like, crap. All right, let me go pull this $350 out of somewhere. I'm going to figure it out. no new pair of shoes for Tiffany. Darn it. So that's another payment that had to go out there in the world. And now, mind you, I've been here for 8 months now, and there are still things that are popping up. So please understand, your earnest money deposit, your design center fees, that is not the end of the money you will be putting out into this world to move into your house. You got moving fees, box fees, title and admin fees, inspection fees, appraisal fees. You got money going out hand over fist. So when they're telling you, oh, just save up the money for your down payment for your home and you'll be okay, that is a straight up lie. Out of the money I told you guys, I probably put out an extra. Now, mind you, I haven't even covered the down payment. Well, I did mention it, but I didn't give you guys a price for that. The stuff that I have here on my list and my down payment isn't on this list. We're talking about $31,000. And my down payment isn't on my list. So when they tell you, oh, just save up for your down payment and you can move into a house, they are lying. You have a lot of money to put out into this world to move, whether it is a new home or a home that's been around for 20 years. You got to save up not only your down payment and your final closing center fees, you got to save up another $25,000 just to cover all the other stuff. It is not cheap to move, especially into a house, you guys. That's why when people just say, oh, just save up money. No, it's not that easy. Especially when you live in an apartment. Like, I lived well below my means when I lived in an apartment. I could have been living in something a lot nicer. Not to say my apartment wasn't great. My apartment was amazing. But for the amount that I was paying, I could have been in a penthouse apartment. But I lived well below my mean. I saved up everything that I could. And I did hand over fist. And mind you, I lived in my apartment for 14 years. 14 years of saving up every dime that I could to do this. Like, it is no joke. And I'm doing this by myself. I couldn't imagine having a husband and kids because stuff happens. Okay? My nephew had to get surgery. That had to come out of somebody's pocket. Your kids have fees for football and ballet and all this other stuff that comes up, and field trips. I remember my parents giving me $20 here, $30 here, because you got to go on a field trip. And then Christmas comes around and you are trying. So for all people who just say, why don't y'all just say? I know it's hard. I'm by myself and it took me 14 years to get the money to do this. And I was still in shock about how much money I had to put out. Don't let these people rush you into doing something that you are not ready to do. 2 times I thought I was ready to buy a house. And then I just decided, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I wasn't comfortable and I trusted myself, even though everyone around me was telling me, oh, you can afford it. You can afford it. You should be okay. You got a little money saved up. You good. I'm so glad I didn't do it then, because I would be so stressed and so hard pressed for the money that I had to put out there, not knowing what I had to actually put out into the world. That's why I'm making this video. It is not just your earnest money deposit. It is not just the design center fees. It is not just your final closing payment. That is not what you have to pay. There is so much money out there that you have to put out that just happens. And you just get an email saying, oh, we need $425 or we won't close on your house. You won't get your loan. And you're just like, damn, didn't I just give y'all money? Like, who you? Like, leave me alone. That's how you feel. Like, you feel like you about to get stabbed if you don't pay anything. But you want your house. And no one tells you about all these extra fees, you guys. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you. You need to have this money saved up. Now, some of these things I was able, once you move in your house, go dumb stupid with your credit card. I'm not gonna tell you not to spend money. You got your house now. Blow up your credit for all I care. Once you got your house, ball out, max it out, do what you do. So the insurance, the inspection, I could have paid for that on credit cards and been living on with my life and not even bothered with nobody else. I paid out of pocket because I just didn't want to put on credit cards. But once you move in your house, do whatever dumb, stupid thing you want to do with your credit cards. You got your house now. Credit don't matter no more. Do you? Unless you want to get a car after you get your house, which, good Lord, that's a lot of stuff to pay out. But like I said, I just wanted to give you guys just the knowledge. I'm not trying to scare you. I just want you to know that you have to have a lot more money saved up than what you think you need. Start doing estimates on fees for boxes. Start doing estimates on fees for moving companies. Really start look for titles and appraisal fees in the state you want to move in. Get an idea how much this stuff costs before you decide you want to get this house. Really look into it. Do your research. I did not do my research, so some of the stuff was a surprise. Some of the stuff Simone actually told me about. She actually told me about the title admin fee. She's like, hey, they're gonna ask you for this. The water payment I forgot about. 8 months later, it came to me in the mail. I'm like, crap, dude, get out of my pocket. So like I said, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just letting you know. There's more money that you have to put out than you know. And do this when you are ready. Don't let somebody tell you what your money look like, because only you know what you can afford. Now, I had a lot of people telling me, oh, you make a certain salary, you should be good, you don't have no kids to worry about. I got my niece and my nephews to worry about. They don't need a broke auntie. They need an auntie that can get them what they need. And because I took my time, I was able to get the house that I wanted. It took me 14 years to get here. It took me 14 years of savings. If you have a partner and you can shorten that time, by all means, go ahead. Scrimp and save where you can. Do what you got to do. But I'm here for you. So if you have any comments, questions, any concerns, put them down below. Let me know what you guys think. Happy Valentine's Day. If you don't think anybody loves you, know that I truly do love you. I do make comments on what you guys say. I like it. I thumbs it up. And I appreciate all this good stuff you guys put out there for me. So with that being said, from somebody who's trying to stop saying in life there's black and white, but because you just have me here and Leslie is in another state and busy as I don't know what, right now you guys are only getting one shade of gray. Bye guys.